Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, March 2nd, 2020. What's going on? How are you? Today is my 28th anniversary of being a stand-up comedian. Oh, young Billy Burr, way back in the day, came out with his big, giant, red fucking afro, got on stage at Nick's Comedy Stop at the Emerson College fucking comedy night, talent night, or whatever, new talent night. I didn't win. As usual, I didn't win. I can't think of a better way to fucking celebrate my 28th anniversary, which really isn't a big one. It's 25 or 30, I would think would be a big one, than to be with a longtime friend that hasn't been a guest on the show for a long time. The wonderful, the always decked out with his latest pair of fucking Jordans, Mr. Paul Verzi. What's going on?
What's up, man?
Dude, those are some shiny ass fucking, those are like tuxedo fucking shiny black. Which one? What number are those?
These are actually
the 72s?
The 1996 Jordan 11s and Michael Jordan's personal favorites to wear when he played. Because of the support. These are actually his all-time. If you ask Michael Jordan what his favorite is, those 96.
I will do that next time I see him.
Yeah,
when he's walking through an airport on his way to a private jet. Hey, Mike, what do you like? The threes? Or do you like the 11s?
Yeah.
Dude, how much did he crush it at Kobe's memorial?
Crushed it.
It was great.
Crushed it.
Absolutely.
The joke with the meme. He goes, I told my wife I'm not going to cry because now I'm going to have to see this meme for the next 3 or 4 years.
Isn't that funny?
And he crushed. Like, stand-up crushed.
I know. I just think it's so funny that, people who can't even fucking, catch a Frisbee can actually annoy the greatest basketball player of all time. Because that was bugging the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck are these assholes? Do they ever even have to fucking hit a foul shot in a rec league? You're giving me shit? Everybody cries.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you going to do? But that was a...
Well, happy anniversary, 28 years of doing stand-up. When I first met you in 2005, wow, dude. That was
13 years in. I was 13 years in. That wasn't 11 years ago, Paul. That was 15 years ago. It'll be 15 years in November. So it's been I've known you for 14 years. I've known you for 14 years, and you've probably had 14,000 different pairs of fucking Jordans.
Yeah. I went to the comedy.
They're always brand new.
What? No, yeah, I don't like to wear them a lot, I don't like to wear them a lot.
Special occasions.
Yeah, but...
It's like you're breaking out your fine china. Dude, one of these days, I'm going to have you and Giannis. Who else is a big sneakerhead on here? And I just want to fucking... Yeah. I want you guys to make fun of me, my dad fucking jeans and shit. Do you know the theory I have?
You always have. You're one of those guys where it's like you look like you just wear casual, and then you show up and surprise with just like last night I saw you last night. You had those Jordan 1 gray and blacks that go with anything.
But you know what that was? That's Pete Davidson got me those when I did his movie last summer. That's the only reason why I had those.
I remember one time we were working together when I opened for you a long time ago.
I know, before you became a fucking headliner in your own right. No. Selling out clubs.
Oh, well, we're trying. Thanks, but no.
By the way, where are you going to be?
Oh, dude.
Let's plug the dates, because I got a big date I got to plug too. Go ahead.
All right, so
what do you got, Paul?
This weekend coming up, guys, I'm going to be at Levity Live March 5th through the 8th. Great club. Great club. It is in a mall, and it's one of those where you go, and then you walk in, and it's like jacked up and beautiful, and everybody does
great
it. Come out. Great food. Great club. Come out. I'm also going to be
5th through the 8th.
My 5th through the 8th.
That's why you're becoming a monster, dude. You're getting all those reps in.
Thank you. And I'm guess where I'm going to be? June 27th. My first theater date, guys. The Wilbur Theater in Boston.
The fuck, Paul?
The Wilbur Theater in Boston.
You're all grown up.
Where I actually went. I couldn't be with you on your whole run there, but we did a bunch there. I was also with Sal Vulcano from Impractical Jokers there, and I told people I'm going to be out June 17th. But if you're in the Boston area, come out. One show Saturday, June 27th, and I'm going to be in Baltimore, Salt Lake City, and Cincinnati, all on paulverzi.com. But this weekend, March 5th through the 8th, get tickets. June 27th, Wilbur, and for all the other dates, like I said, I have Cincinnati, Baltimore, and Salt Lake City, all on paulverzi.com. I haven't been to Utah in my career.
I haven't been there in forever.
Yeah.
It's fun, man. Those people are fun. It's great. That's one of those cities, You know, it's one of those states. It's just an easy one to make fun of because everybody thinks, "Oh, he's always religious, fucking."
See, I'm not doing that.
And then, why would you do that? That's like going to Houston and making fun of the fact everybody's fat out there, which is something I do every time. I just can't let it go. The fact that they won back-to-back years, like how difficult. That's a dynasty with fat people because usually the people that put you over the top are dead a year later. So it's like losing them to free agency, except they die.
Yeah. People in the South know how to eat, though, dude. Like, I went down there.
Do they?
They do.
I mean, they pay a price. You know what they are? They're like old wrestlers and old football players where they love the game and now their body's paying for it. You know, instead of like CTE and shit, they got like fucking clogged arteries.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Their knees are blown out from weight.
They're just limping around. They're just fat. In Houston, they had this nachos, and it was just like, he's like, that's nachos, man. And I was like,
that's how you make nachos.
No, but it was on a platter, dude. Like, it wasn't like, New York nachos.
The fucking pig in the middle of it with an apple in its mouth. you just, the chips down here, we let them sit out in the sun for an extra day so they're strong enough to get that swine meat off the middle.
But you know what? They own it. Like, you could be like, you guys eat like animals down here. And they'd be like, that's right. Start clapping. Yep. They don't care.
They don't give a fuck.
They don't care.
That's why they drive trucks.
Wisconsin people are animals,
and
they're
drive
the best.
trucks, Paul, so they can get in the fucking vehicle. Their workout is stepping up into it. But once they came out with that thing where they had, like, that electric step that you open the door and it just kind of comes down? Yeah, that was for people down south. You just see that truck.
That pickup
the wheels
thing,
are still on the ground, but you see the whole truck moves. The rest of the truck moves as the guy goes to get in.
Dude, speaking of that, me and Joe Bartnick, our buddy, we were walking in Pasadena, and there was a giant, dude, I swear to God, there was a giant dog in the back of this RAV4, and they only had it like this, and it was going, oof, oof, and dude, the car.
What do you mean had it like this? So people at home, the window was down?
I think they didn't want people to like make eye contact with it, and the windows were really tinted, but it was just a little bit, so the dog had air, but you can see the silhouette of the dog was gigantic,
right.
And it was going, roof, roof, and the whole seat, it looked like people were like fucking in the back. Dude, I never saw a truck sway from a dog barking.
Just barking.
And it was like, roof, and Joe and Bartnick, Bartnick's big upper body, and I just started laughing, and Bartnick's like, dude, this thing made the truck go like this, back and forth, dude. It was awesome.
The way you described that, I was picturing that, that vague picture of the Loch Ness Monster when you look... You're looking in to see what the fuck is in there.
No, dude, like, there are some dogs in my neighborhood. I don't know what it's like out here. I mean, I'm sure it's the same, but where I'm up in the country, like where there's like farms where you have to have your dog fenced in. Like, your dog has to be fenced in the house.
And a mountain lion will get it.
Mountain lions and packs of coyotes and shit. And dude, there's like a couple of dogs that when you go by with my dog, we know to just take another route.
Coyotes are like B-level, like headliners. You know what I mean? B-room headliners. Like, they're not quite wolves.
No, you know what it is? Coyotes get confident with more of them.
Well, there's always two of them. Well, wolves fight in packs too, but there's always fucking two of them. But you know what? They don't really fuck with people. They're gonna be like super hungry to fuck with an adult, as far as I know. Like, I've seen, because I looked it up, because we got a lot in this area, and I was just like, all right, like you hear, like late at night, you'll hear some little dog.
Yeah.
And my wife's like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck is that? It's like, hey, he's either saw a coyote or he's getting eaten by one.
No, they sound like they're screaming. But somebody told me, they go, when you see one, it's scared and wants nothing to do with you. Said if you see two or three and they continue coming, it says, get the kids inside.
Yeah, I've never seen, like, they usually, there's like two. They're like
scary
chips.
Looking. They look like sick. They look like gray, sick shepherds.
I know, but dude, they have a look. Wild animals all have that look. I always joke, it's like a prostitute. If a prostitute looks at you, that's the real deal. She will fuck you. There's no joke.
She's throwing fastballs.
Yeah, she's throwing nothing but fastballs, Paul.
I go, dude, I don't know, dude. I think she's into me. You're like, dude, there was no bag. We were at a football game.
God.
I know I have to tell this one story. We're at a football game, and we go outside.
We Ubered there.
What?
We Ubered.
We Ubered to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
It was the last one I needed to go to.
And me, you, Bartnick, Burke. we're all out there, and there was a blonde lady, and she's going, guys, come here.
By herself.
By herself. And she goes, guys, come here. Can you help me? I lost my bag, like somewhere in the
purse.
My purse, like over here. And we're like, where? And she like pointed to this like little strip of grass and bushes. And I'm like really looking for it. And then she like was like talking, and I told.
You could see before whatever she went through, she was gorgeous. But she was looking road weary.
Oh no, she looked weathered, dude.
She was looking like, remember when Steve Grogan had like the fucking neck brace sewed into the top of his jersey? She was like in that part of her career as a beautiful woman.
And she was like saying nice things to me, and I said to these guys, I go, dude, she's this chick, I think she's into me. She's throwing fastballs.
This chick's throwing nothing but fastballs over here. We're like, Paul, she's a hooker. And you laughed your ass. Not that you were trying to do anything. You were standing there with like 5 other guys, but you just, as your ego's just like, hey, I still got it. This chick thinks I'm beautiful. This chick's throwing nothing but fastball. Paul, she's a fucking hooker.
When you guys just looked at each other, laughed, and go, she's a hooker, and I go, no, she's not. How funny is it? Like, I just totally got caught. Like, I didn't realize.
It was your ego. You wanted to still be good looking.
I was just like, I think she's into. That's so funny.
I've been there. We've all fucking been there where it was just like, you think it, you know what happened today? Like, this is where my fucking ego's at. I went to a fucking farmer's market, and this woman, I had no idea who she was. She goes, hey! And I immediately thought she recognized me from TV, and she was talking to somebody behind me, and I almost said hello to her. Like, I know, I'm the guy who does the shit jokes.
Oh, that's so funny.
I'm just like you. I come down here to get my celery, and she wasn't even talking to me. It's just and it all went on in my head. I forgot to tell Nia, because Nia would have laughed her ass off.
Dude, that is so funny, because like for the first time ever this year, somebody's like in front of my wife. And it took a long time. One time, my wife wasn't there. 2 people came up to me at the same place. Dude, are you Paul Verz? I go, dude, I'm a huge fan. I saw you in this place. And I'm like, where's my wife, right? So one time, me and Stacy are sitting there. Guy interrupts us with her friends there. And he goes, dude, I saw you in Connecticut too. And like everybody, and I had that moment. So then like a month after that, I walked into a place and 2 people just looked at me. And in my mind, I'm like, they recognize me. It's like, nobody recognizes you.
Yeah,
no, you have 17,000 followers on Twitter. Nobody recognized. You have nobody on Twitter. You have nobody. No, dude, I gotta tell your listeners this story, because this is one of my favorite. Might be actually one of my favorite moments with you, and then comedy interrupted it. So here's the story. I don't know if you've ever mentioned it. So I had the pleasure, the first major motion picture I was a part of.
Is this the guy we thought?
No, you don't know this.
Oh.
First major motion picture I'm a part of is a Judd Apatow, Pete Davidson thing with you. And unbeknownst to me and you were on it, together, which was a very nice thing, right? The first time I take part in something, and I go there the first day, and it was when you guys were doing the camera stuff, and I had to do all these pictures for the movie, and I see you standing there, and you got your look, and I got my look, and I got my mustache, and we're taking pictures, and everyone's there, and you were like, I'm gonna be done at 5 o'clock. I go, I think I'm gonna be done around 5:30. You go, I'll wait for you. Right. So you waited for me to take pictures, and you just go, I go, dude, you want to go? This is like a great day. Let's go get some Italian food, right? So you go, yeah. You go, you know what? I'm hungry too. So I go, you know what? I go, you know what? I go, so I go, I'm hungry too. I go, you know what? I could go for a nice glass of red. And let's get some. And you go, let's do it. And we're walking, and we go, and we sit in this nice Italian restaurant. Bill's across from me. Big deal for me, just because I'm being a part of something. I've done sketches and Funny or Die shit. Never got an opportunity to take part in something like this. And we're sitting there, and you said something. You go, dude, I can't believe like you're on this thing, and you're a part of this thing. That's so awesome. And we're having this meal. So I get veal and penne. I forgot what you had.
I had the chicken parm.
You had the chicken parm.
With a side of pasta with some spaghetti sauce.
With side of pasta.
Marinara, I would say.
Marinara. And I have my wine, and we're just talking, and we were dressed up a little bit. And Bill's going, dude, I can't believe we're on that together. That's so cool, man. It's just such a great... And we're having this moment. And it's like you being like a kind of you've been like a mentor to me, all this stuff. And as we're talking, Bill's hand slips off of his silverware. He literally punched a plate of red marinara sauce. Not only it splatters on my face, on my polo shirt, but the miracle was like the law of physics were defied because it was on the wall behind you and your face. Dude, it looked like we both got shot in the back.
Like somebody right next to us got their fucking brains blown out. What happened was I was cutting the chicken, And I was pushing down too hard and it hit the plate and the knife just slid. And the way my hand was, I like literally punched this cutlet with such force, like it was like blood splatter.
It was almost like somebody slipping down the stairs, but you did it with your hand and you punched a ball. Dude, it was behind you on my face.
It was shocking. Like neither one of us said anything for like a second and a half.
I never
And then
saw
I was
you-
just like, I got embarrassed.
I never saw you. Like, you were borderline blushing, and then the waiter kind of looked over. I didn't say anything. Then we started laughing, and you're like, dude, I'm so sorry you got a polo shirt
No, I
on.
said, I can't believe I just did that.
Yeah, you were in shock.
You
that
had this
did it.
gorgeous Paul Verzi tracksuit.
No, it was like some.
It was white. It was
something
like
something
angelic
light.
white.
Yeah.
You know, you Italian. You don't just go white. You just go like Jesus is showing up white.
For the love of God, I don't know how the fuck splatter got behind your head. It was still to this day. I remember seeing it was behind your ear on my head.
No, it outlined my head. My face stopped the other shit.
And the waiter came over and he was cool, but even he was kind of like, what happened here? Oh, dude, that's one of my favorite things ever because we were just having a moment and then you just punched sauce.
I actually was upset that there wasn't more people there that we knew to see that.
Oh,
They would have. I mean, first of all, I never would have heard the end. You know, I thought you were going to talk about this. That time, you know, we try and have a moment. I've told this story before. We were standing outside that fucking hotel. We did some gig up in Maine.
Wolverine?
Oh, you just blew it, dude. Because he came out and we thought he was dressed as Elvis, but he was fat and it turned out he was dressed as Wolverine. Like I thought he was an Elvis impersonator.
We were smoking cigars and then you go, he looks awesome. That guy looks cool.
Yeah, and I thought he looked like fucking. I thought he was an Elvis impersonator. He came out and turned out. I looked at him closer. I said, "Oh fuck, he's supposed to be Wolverine."
Yeah.
But he looked like Elvis when he was all fucking on pills. So we was standing there and he was smoking a stick and he was cool as shit. And we were in the middle of telling a story and he's telling a story and just fucking ripped. He farted like.
He farted.
Like he knew, like we were his kids and we were in his house.
I've
and
known
never broke the story. He was just telling it, hey, fucking blah, 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 blah. And then he did it. I tried to impersonate it. It was like, it's just like a fucking, it was a windy, wet fucking like, what the fuck?
I've
and
known
he
you
just kept going. And I fucking left you because I turned
around.
I turned around and left you with him.
Dude, you turned around like a fifth grader who like a fifth grader fucking around in the back of class, and you just started laughing. I've known you 14 years. I've never farted in front of you like that. This guy who's been outside, this guy just ripped ass and then just kept talking. And Bill, you turned around and walked away, and we went from this guy being cool to get him the fuck out of here. Do you remember? We're like, what? Get this guy
You
the
did,
fuck
because
out.
I didn't, because I couldn't regain my composure. It was like one of those things. It was, you know, when you want to laugh as hard as you ever laugh, but you can't, makes you go into like almost like hyperventilating. That's what was happening. And I was, for some reason, I don't know why I was so concerned. He didn't give a fuck. I should have just laughed in face like, dude, did you just fucking, what was I worried? What was he going to do? Throw an Elvis karate kick?
How was he that comfortable doing that with two strangers?
Well,
I mean, it wasn't like a slipped one.
He was one of those guys where it's like, hey, there's no ladies here and we're outside. It was a very old school.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, fuck it. Like he just didn't give it. He was very comfortable with himself.
Yeah. Was he in like a wife beater? Wasn't he in like a weird? Do you have like an open button down with like a wife beater underneath?
It was one of the
It's like hairy.
It was one of the Wolverine outfits. It was like he had the mutton chops. That's what fucked me up. When he came out, he had the
chops,
he had the pompadour and the fucking thing, and I was thinking, oh fuck, he's gonna be like, you know.
He looked like a character.
Maybe I never loved you. I think he started singing some Elvis shit, and yeah.
Yeah, he did look like a character. Speaking of characters, congratulations on being in last season's Mandalorian. My wife was like, so she doesn't like Star Wars, and she saw it, and you were like, that was a badass thing. It's funny because you don't seem like, you know. You don't seem like you in that would be like me and Harry Potter.
Would be like a Star Wars fan on ESPN.
It's like me and Harry Potter.
I know.
There's no Italian wizards.
I have no.
That's dope though, man. That's dope to be a part of that. Was it fun?
Yeah, it is. I was kind of telling somebody the other day, like when I go onto a shoot, it takes me a minute to get into that mindset. Just because as a comedian, you have such freedom. I can do whatever the fuck I want, whenever I want. I go on stage, I say whatever I want, it works or it doesn't. I plow ahead. I don't have to do it again. And then you get into that thing, and they're like, okay, your call time is this.
Right.
Your lunch is here. We need you here for this and stuff. So like the first 3 days, I'm like a fucking cat on a leash. Like just like I can't fucking handle it.
Yeah.
Like, and then it's like you say something, and then the script person comes over. It's actually like paging Mr. Herman. Mr. Herman.
Yeah.
You said Mr. Herman, paging Herman. You just for half a second like,
Well, yeah.
who gives a fuck what I say? And I says, oh yeah, that's right, I'm doing this. So it takes me like 3 days. I have my little meltdown, my little hissy fit of like, why does it take fucking 90 million hours to do this shit? And then after like 3 days, then I settle into it, and then I just have the time of my life. I really have a good time and really appreciate, getting the gig and all that. But the first 3 days, I don't think I say anything when I'm on set.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm in between my ears going like, I could just be at the fucking movies right now. And I could tonight go out and do a shit joke, and I would be done, and I would have enough money for my cornflakes in the morning, pay my mortgage, yada, yada, yada.
But do you feel like it's something like where you, like, let's just say like you get booked in a Star Wars thing. And you're like, wow, this doesn't feel like something I would do. But then when you do it, you're like, holy shit, that was dope as shit. Like, do you like?
No, everything that I've done it takes 3 days.
But so
The first 3 days.
okay, got it.
And about 3 days in, on average, you're going to be about 36 hours into doing it.
Yeah.
At that point, you know people on set, you're fucking around. And all I do is just bust balls and just act like an idiot the entire time, or else I will fucking go insane. So when I'm on there, not in a bad way, I just fucking sit there.
I think part of it's fear, though, too, I think. I think part of it is fear.
I think that's your thing, and you're projecting it onto me.
No,
so let's talk about your fear of being on set, Paul. Why does a comic have fear when it's just like, what, they're going to fire you, and then you can go, what, go back to what? Not sitting in a fucking trailer waiting to be a police officer?
No, I don't think fear like that.
Or firefighter, whatever the fuck it is I'm doing in this one.
I don't know if it's fear like that. I think it's like just being out of your comfort zone and doing something that you really haven't done, especially if, like, let's say you were typecast.
Oh, yeah,
before.
early on. Yeah, early
before,
on.
Like, if you're typecast, or like, let's say you're always the cop, or you're always teacher.
Who gives a shit? I joke that I always play a cop or teacher, but I should. I'm not fucking Daniel Day-Lewis, and I look like a cop and a fireman. So, like, what the fuck? It's like, and that's one of these fucking dickheads out here who sit there and bitch that they're typecast. It's like, you look like you drive an ice cream truck.
Right.
So if you want to go against type, write something and put your own fucking money up against it. To sit there and think that some fucking guy with his house in the hills is going to roll the dice on your fat fucking ass, or your weird looking thing, or me, a bald redheaded guy. That's not their job. Their job is not to take those kinds of risks.
It's like, I'll go with Brad Pitt over you for that role.
Yeah, if you don't mind. If you don't mind, I like the life that I fucking earned. Because there is a big thing. What? Somebody came home?
I thought so.
Oh, it's my wife. She just came home. Okay. There is this thing that people have just a natural, and I had it for a long time, and I still do. Like people with like just a resentment to rich people that they automatically, it means that they fucked people over and yada. And I've found as I've gone up that, so many people that I've met, especially in this business, are self-made men and women, and they're really cool and fucking funny as hell. Dude, I met this guy one time. I did a private gig. It's a fucking weird one because it was out here. And it was with that weird combination of super rich and super liberal. So you don't know, up is down, black is white. You don't know where the fuck the room is.
Yeah.
It's like they're fucking bleeding heart as they're sitting there eating like endangered species in a cocktail glass or some shit, right? And I did that Michelle Obama bit.
Oh, I love that bit.
Yeah, I did it out in Malibu.
I fucking love that bit.
Yeah, and dude, that thing, oh my God, dude. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't throw me into the ocean when I finished that one. And but the guy that I did, it's not fuck him. I hate when comics do it. Fuck them.
No, I'm saying
fucking eat these comedy fucking nuts.
It's a private gig, dude.
I didn't turn into Tony Soprano like that. I just said, "Fuck, what are you gonna do? It's a good joke. Somebody doesn't like it,
but it's a private gig. If I was at a comedy, if I'm at a comedy club, it's fuck them. If I go to a private gig, at some point, read the room, stupid. Like doing a private gig is an art that I don't know how to do. Because I just go up and I do my shit, and all I hear is the sound of silverware.
But don't they know what they're getting when they book you? Like, if it's like, hey, Bill, dude, just so you know, this is a little just what,
Well, I got to tell you something, dude. There is a level of wealth out there
Yeah.
that you don't even know who they are. They don't know who you are.
Was it Santa Monica, you said? Santa Barbara or something?
No, it was in Malibu.
Oh, okay.
But the long story, and the long story short, was the guy I was working for was
Yeah.
a billionaire. He was a self-made man, and he was the coolest guy ever. And I said, hey, man, sorry about it. Because, you know, it was kind of an up and down set. And he goes, nah. He goes, I love that. I think you said a lot. And he was looking at this guy. He said a lot of shit up there people need to hear.
That's
I'm
great.
just like, this guy's fucking cool as shit. And he was, want something to drink or whatever. I was like, hey, no, I don't drink anymore. He goes, oh, that's cool. And he just sat there shooting the shit with me.
Yeah.
And just like, I felt like I was in like a bar with the guy. And we were in this amazing fucking place in like Malibu or whatever.
Yeah, not everybody who has a shitload of money stepped on someone's throat to get it.
Yeah.
You know? Not everybody's a hedge fund kid. Like sometimes people
Yeah.
just worked hard and kind of had a good idea.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Yeah, it's the same way like not everybody who's fucking like broke
Yeah.
is like, I don't know, whatever the stereotype is of that you're fucking this, that, and the other. It's just, the whole thing is fucking stupid. But if you have money, if you're rich, it's okay. It's considered punching. It's the same ignorance, but it's considered punching up for whatever reason.
Don't you notice that everybody is on one side so far? Like everybody's like this coronavirus thing. Which I woke up today and
Which, by the way, is curable.
I figured it out this morning.
Isn't it?
I go, yes, it's curable.
I love when you say I figured it out.
No, but this morning,
my favorite thing is when you preface it with, I thought about it, I figured it out.
No, listen, no. I woke up.
I figured it out, Bill. You know, I thought about it, I figured it out.
I just realized something.
Like
though. I remembered
Matt
something.
Damon, and you just did the math problem. and you continued pushing your broom.
I woke up today and I go, you know what? I go, it's funny how this shit happens during an election. And I'm not saying it's a political thing, but the media keeps talking about this. So I looked up today. You know how many people are on the United States? Over 328 million people live in the United States of America. You know how many cases are in the United States right now? 76 cases of coronavirus. You know how many people died? 1, and she was 89 years old. So they're basically like, this is like a really bad flu that is airborne, and if you get it, you need to be, if you're healthy and you get it, you could be treated for it. But I'm looking, the media is actually making people like panicked about it.
It was funny, this guy at the farmer's market, he had this fucking mask on, like, I swear to God.
I went to the movie theater the other night to see Uncut Gems, and everybody had them on. I'm going like, what? I'm like watching an Adam Sandler movie.
Hey, you know something? God bless him. God bless him. God bless him for doing it, because if they have it, you're not going to get it. I don't mind people being over-prepared, but I just look at it like that shit is in China where you can't even fucking roll over in your bed without running into 36 people, and they've been able to fucking contain it just to a couple thousand people. I think we'll be all right.
I think so too, and I'm not saying it's not something to be concerned about.
Excuse me. You fucking run out of the room.
Throw this microphone cover out. No, I was like, it's this whole media thing where it's like, and you know, and then it's funny because like somebody was like, oh yeah, the stock market took a dip when the media kept talking about it. And it's like, stop scaring people. Like I was literally talking to somebody. They go, hey man, let me like scrolling through the phone. Like I'm just checking this Corona thing, dude. Hold on a second. And they were like reading it like something was gonna. And I wanted to be like, dude, like it's weird. It always happens. Remember SARS?
Yeah, I had a person back east go like, hey man, just checking in on you out there in LA. Everybody back here, that's all they're talking about is LA and the coronavirus. And I was like, yeah, no one's really talking about it out here, dude. That's like every time there's a fire out here, dude, just checking out, make sure you're all right. It's like every time that there's a fire, it's supposed to be like right behind my house. Not saying it can't happen, but it's just like, you know.
There's a riot in a mall. Bill, you guys good? Or
yeah. I don't call Kansas every time there's I don't know anybody out there. Every time there's a fucking tornado, hey man, it takes 6 hours to drive through the state. Hey man, just making sure.
Yeah, it's like people are so fucking dumb, man. You know, it's like stop.
Dude, people in Kansas have so much land. There could be a tornado on their property, and unless they watch the news, I don't think they know what happened.
They just see their barn.
That might be a bit of an exaggeration. They shoot their neighbor the next day. He took half my fucking cattle. God damn it, Mark. Fence. There was a fucking tornado on the northeast corner of your property. You weren't paying attention. You fell asleep before the news. Anyway, you know what I don't know what I wanted to plug is I'm doing this fucking show, man, with Dean Del Rey. Oh, that's fucking rad.
We were talking.
I love
Barnick
Dean.
were talking about that when we were up in your helicopter, and you, this is rad.
Yeah, I love when he says it.
Whoa.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All the Dean expressions
when you tell him
are the best.
A cool story, and there's a big part of the story or a twist, he'll go, whoa.
Or he's just there. I like when he would be like, dude, the other night, I was riding on my motorcycle in the 10, and this fucking guy in an SUV, like, for half a second, swerved over, and I was like, whoa.
Dude was fucking rad.
Woe is always like, woe to me is like I almost fell out of my chair. Woe to Dean is I almost lost my leg on a motorcycle.
Woe to Dean is my holy shit.
Yeah. No, I think it's, no, but attributed to like something life-threatening. But anyways, he used to front a rock band and he knows all of those fucking guys. And so he does this show every couple of years. He does like a tribute to AC/DC, right? And he'll sing a whole album. Like when he turned 50, he sang the whole he did a whole fucking comedy show. All right? Had all these guys come on, had nice enough to have me on there. And then in the end, he goes, I'm going to sing the Highway to Hell album. And I think the crowd thought like, all right, this is going to be like a dad band or whatever. And dude, he just had these monsters.
Crushed it.
Yeah, he had Tracy Guns from LA Guns. He had, I think he had Scott Ian on that one, from Anthrax. He had Rudy Sarzo from Ozzy Osbourne, Whitesnake, all the fucking monsters.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, there's this fucking band on stage just destroying. And the crowd is just like, dude, what the fuck, right? So we're doing this. He's nice enough to ask me to be down on it. So it's been 40 years since Bon Scott, the first, actually, technically, AC/DC had the second singer in AC, but the first famous guy, lead singer in AC/DC, he died in February 1980. So it's the 40th anniversary. So he's doing the whole live "If You Want Blood, You Got It" album. And dude, the guys that are coming down on this fucking thing, I don't want to spoil the surprises, but the fucking names is kind of like a who's who, especially of drummers that I loved, and guitar players and all of this, and bass players and shit are coming down. So it's me and him are gonna do the show. I don't know who else is doing stand up. We're gonna do like a legit fucking stand up show, and then in the end, you're gonna get like a live AC/DC album. It's at the Avalon, right across from Capitol Records, March 10th. Here in LA, dude, people like flying in because they saw clips of the last one, and Dean fucking kills it. He's got a killer voice. And anyways, there's like 150 tickets left, I think, and it's going to be next week from tomorrow, March 10th, a Tuesday, and it's one of my favorite things ever. So I'm going to sit in for a song or two.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, after like some absolute beats. I think Steve Gorman is coming in again. Steve Gorman of Black Crowes fame and Steve Gorman Sports Podcast, radio show. And I always loved his drumming in the Black Crowes, dude. And I saw him playing live, doing the AC/DC shit. Like, first of all, he came out there, and when he showed up for like sound check, Dean was just going. He was like, "Oh man," he goes, "This is gonna be fun." And he just looked at him totally seriously. He goes, "You see this out here?" And he was just pointing out to where the empty seats are. He goes, "That's gonna be fucking carnage tonight." Like he came out like fucking like game 7.
Who said that?
The drummer, Steve Gorman. He goes,
wow.
This is gonna be fucking carnage. Like he wasn't fucking around. He's like, no, we're doing this justice.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, so that's the attitude of people on this. It's gonna be fucking. Yeah. I'm very excited.
That's awesome.
/ nervous because I'm playing one song. So what always happens is once I get out there, I'm cool. But then once I do my bullshit, then I can enjoy the rest of the show.
Being nervous is great. Being nervous is part of it, man. If you're not nervous, you're fucking up, I think.
Yeah.
You know.
I would say so. Hey, you know what? I could actually read some fucking advertising here. I totally didn't even listen to what you were saying because I was so busy. Like being nervous is okay or something like that. And I'm just going like, yeah. I'm like looking at the clock here. Listen, Bill, I don't like you anymore. Our friendship's over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I left. You heard steps. You just heard.
All right, I got to do my phone. It's funny. I'm literally looking at the ad reads. I can't even do that before you start looking at your phone. This is how it is now. It's how it is nowadays. Oh, hey, by the way, have you seen the E60 Drew Bledsoe?
Yes.
Oh, how great was that,
dude? I didn't understand how hard he got hit. And did you hear what happened in the ambulance?
Yeah.
When his brother's sitting there and his brother goes, he faded out. We didn't know if he died because his lungs had a clot in his lungs, dude.
How about the fact that when he came back and they didn't give him his job, and he didn't lose the job, he got hurt. So the job was his, and Belichick goes, I'm sticking with Brady. And tremendously embarrassing, and he has to fucking stand there, and he could have been the biggest nightmare ever, and we wouldn't have won. You could have divided the team, and we would not have fucking won the Super Bowl that year and gone on to, you know what, and he was just took it like a champ and was like, I'm not going to be a jerk, but at the end of the season, you know, he sat there and he smiled and waved, didn't go to the parade, I'm fucking out of here, and he took out a full page ad, thanked everybody in Boston, and then went to Buffalo and Dude, the end too. I love when I don't know. Spoiler alert here. When they were saying, "Do you think Belichick made a mistake?" He goes, "Absolutely. If he stuck with me, we would have won 8." And it's just like I love hearing him say that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude.
And I love that he's just like drinking wine now, relaxing. He was a
Yet
good,
still in shape. He looked fucking great.
Was a really, really good quarterback. Parcells loved him. Everybody who played with him loved him. Like he was a good dude, but it was crazy to hear. They were like, it was the loudest hit they've like ever heard.
Yeah.
And
What's the guy, Mo
they
Lewis?
played it in real time, dude, and it just looked like he just went down like dude, it was brutal.
Yeah, no, it was bad. It's unreal. And that clip, and then Brady comes out. It's just like,
How about Brady going? Yeah, unfortunately, he's not getting his job back. When Bledsoe's like telling his mom, like, "Oh, he's gonna get a job now. It's so good. I'm glad he's getting."
Yeah, he's like happy
and
for him.
Brady's going like he's never. This is it. He's never getting his job back, and he did.
Yeah, didn't that guy in the Cowboys do the same thing? He said I don't know. That wasn't Bledsoe. That was Tony Romo. He's like, he's not getting his job back. Who's the Cowboys quarterback?
Now it's Dak.
Dak yeah.
Prescott.
Isn't he the one who said that?
By the way, you think Tommy Terrific's coming back or no?
Dude, if I was him, I'd try to if he's good at broadcasting, I'd get into that game because Tony Romo just got one of the sickest contracts.
Yeah, but Tony Romo's like, he got that contract because he's just ridiculous.
He's amazing.
Yeah, like.
But that's great. Play the same game. Well, I'm half as good as him. Give me fucking 8.5.
But
8.5.
Something's wrong with Brady. Like Brady wants to keep playing. It's like Brady wants to keep proving it. And it's like.
He can't shut it off.
He can't shut it off.
It's great.
Yeah, it's great until he's.
Yeah, no, yeah.
You don't want to see that guy getting scraped off the fucking field the way they did Brett Favre, you know?
Yeah, but he's not Brett Favre. But he is a certain age.
I mean, he's 43, man.
He's 43, yeah. He is 43. But it's like.
I just got a feeling, I don't know, but like.
They protect quarterbacks more than they used to. He also doesn't throw back over the middle against his body, which was a big Brett Favre thing.
Gun to my head. No, he would never
you.
throw. Gun to my head.
I love Brett Favre. Brett Favre wouldn't get quadruple covered. He's like, yeah, I can get it in there.
And I don't know if I want to see this, but gun to my head, I think that Brady goes somewhere else for a year. Like I think Brady's going to do what Montana did. You or no?
You always say what Montana did. Montana didn't do that.
Didn't Montana go to the Kansas City Chiefs?
No, they fucking forced him out and said, we're going with Steve Young. That's why he left.
Oh, okay. See,
No, not okay. I've told you that like 40 fucking times.
did you?
Yeah, and then all those times when you were going like Brady's better.
Yeah, but no, but Montana
Brady's better
didn't
than
have-
fucking Montana. When it took him 4 times to get fucking four super. No. You were saying this when he had like fucking.
No, I said it when he had 3.
No, first of all, when he had fucking 3, you were still saying Peyton Manning was better.
I said Peyton Manning was the best regular season quarterback. I said
No, you didn't.
No, I said he was
you
better.
didn't.
No,
You
you're
said
right.
if
You're
you
right.
had to pick somebody.
Yes.
05, 06, when I first got to know you, that's when I first got to know you. You told me that, and everybody on ESPN, if you got to pick a guy to fucking da-da-da-da. The guy had 3 fucking rings and couldn't get arrested.
I did say that. I did in 07, I said Peyton was better. Then I flipped it, and I did say when Brady had 3.
This is how hard you flipped, though, Paul. You went from Peyton is better to Tom Brady, and in an 11-month period, you went to Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time, which in the end, you ended up being right on. But, like, this is why...
I did flip quick, but I felt like I did get it right.
Well, Paul, this is the thing. If you fucking shoot a zillion half-court shots, one's going to go in. But
I
you're
can
not
do it in less than a zillion.
But you're not deadly from that range.
I could knock
Dude,
down a
you're one of
half-court
these
shot.
guys, dude. You have a mountain of chips in every hand. You push them all in. And one of those times you're going to be like, dude, I won $10 million in that hand.
But Joe Montana didn't have to go to Kansas City. Joe Montana could have left. What I'm saying is Joe Montana could have stopped playing at that time, right? Could have finished the San Francisco 49er for his career.
This is a different argument.
No, but what I'm saying is, I hear what you're saying, but what I'm saying is Joe Montana
I hope
said,
you hear it,
I'm going
'cause
to
I've
go
told it
to
to you
another,
12
I'm
times.
going to go put another jersey on. I'm going to go to another team after my legacy in San Francisco. And he actually ended up.
But he was forced out. The Patriots are not forcing Tom Brady out. They're letting him see what is out there, and then they're just going to match it and then just see,
what he does.
Yeah, because he's been a good guy. We've always had him locked down. He's taken less money and everything. Let the guy do this. And here's the thing, too. If he does leave, no Patriot fan should have a fucking problem with it.
No, but it's a tough thing to see as a Patriot fan. It would be a tough thing to see. Like if Eli went to the Jaguars or did something like that, I'm not comparing Eli Manning to Tom Brady by any stretch, but seeing that guy,
Well, he beat him twice, so I think he's in the conversation.
Seeing Jeter in a, it's like we've talked about this before. There's been some bad ones, and seeing Jeter in another uniform, it's like you can't. That's why I love Eli.
Yeah, but
just
then
going,
something. Then years later, Mitchell and Ness makes the fucking Joe Namath Los Angeles Rams fucking jersey, and it's the shit. Or the Johnny Unitas Chargers jersey, and then it's hard to see, I guess, as a sports fan. I don't know. Well, I think it's harder like in some sports, but not in like basketball. Let's talk basketball, Paul, and what they can do to fix the fucking NBA and get out of this era of the fucking super teams. Because if I see one more team loaded with free agents and listen to them afterwards, we just need one more piece. It's like, how many good guys from other teams do you fucking need before you guys can fucking get on the same goddamn page and win something? Like,
it's at the end.
It's always like they have like three monster teams.
Yeah.
It's like every jock in your grade all piles on one team, and then they play the math team every other fucking night and win by 40 fucking points.
Dude, that thing you
let,
said.
let me do the fucking reads here. Oh, look who's here! Me undies. You got a piling fucking team. Me undies. It's a nightmare. It's not a dream. Watching you win by 45 over a team you used to fucking play. Sorry. Come on, man. KD going from fucking Oklahoma to the Warriors. I mean, what the fuck is that? They had a 3-1 fucking lead. They didn't know how to win. And then the bitterness would set in, and then the next year you would get to see the war. Can they finally put the demons to bed? And now, it'd be like if Jordan just joined the fucking Pistons.
Yeah, and Jordan stuck with it and ended up beating
Magic
them.
joins the Celtics after the Lakers lose to fucking in 84. Or Bird joins the Lakers after they lose to the Lakers in 85. That'd be the dumbest thing ever.
You want to know? Oh, go ahead. Do your. I mean, you keep luring me in here, though. I'm not going to lie.
I know.
You're sitting here going me undies, and then you're like, it'd be like if Durant, and I'm like
Paul,
waiting to jump in.
Imagine your fifth grade self looking into the future and learning that as an adult you got a Me Undies membership. They would laugh hysterically, but joke's on them, because MeUndies is known for their super soft undies and their flexible, fun membership. If you choose to sign up, you'll get perks like site-wide savings, free shipping, and new undies delivered to your door each month. Go forth, be an adult, and sign up for that MeUndies membership, even if your past self is laughing at you. You've probably heard MeUndies are the softest undies to ever grace your nethers. That's because they're made of micromodal. Modal? What the heck is that? The magical, sustainable, soft as heck fabric made from trees. Yes, trees. That makes your bits feel like they're floating on a cloud. They're designed to be the softest thing you ever put on your body and offered in a range of sizes from extra small to 4XL. Oh, that pickup truck's shaking again, Paul. Different prints, colors, and styles. MeUndies doesn't like to just make undies. They also have loungewear, which has recently had a glow up. Whatever that means. Check out their new line of style, micromodal loungewear you can wear in and out of the house. They know they're on every podcast, but that's just because they're looking for the true undie domination. They won't stop till you all try them. MeUndies has a great offer for my listeners. For any first-time purchasers, you get 15% off free shipping. This is a no-brainer, especially because they have 100% satisfaction guarantee. To get your 15% off your first pair, free shipping, and 100% satisfaction guaranteed, go to MeUndies.com/Burr. That's MeUndies.com/Burr. All right, sorry, Paul. I suck at reading out loud. Two more. Policy genius. If there's one thing humans aren't great at, it's predicting the future. Paul Verzi would disagree.
Yes, I would. I would. Fuck that. I could do it. I'm joking.
I know. Just take a look. Even if you weren't joking, I know your track record. Just take a look. You love a head case. Just take a look around. No, the amount of guys that you said, this guy's going to fucking blah, 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 that ended up blowing up a fucking locker room. We got to there's got to be a name for that. Just take a look around. No amount of crystal balls, fortune cookies, or tea leaves could predict the world we're living in right now. But unpredictability is also what keeps life interesting. The trick is to enjoy the ride without worrying about what's around the corner. And one way to worry less is to protect the things you've worked so hard for, like your home, which means you need home insurance, which means you should probably try Policy Genius. First, head to policygenius.com and answer a few questions about yourself and your property. Then Policy Genius will compare your policy against other options from top insurers to make sure you're getting the right home insurance coverage at the best possible price. They save their customers an average of $690 per year doing just that. If Policy Genius finds you a better rate than what you're currently paying, they'll do the work to get you switched. Own a car too? Policy Genius will compare your home and auto policies against different insurers and even mix and match to find your savings. You get it? Whatever you're trying to insure, these guys can figure out where to go for the best for the least. So if you haven't found a play-by-play breakdown of your future inside a crystal ball or a cookie, that's okay. Protect the things you've worked hard for and get home insurance with Policy Genius. In just a few minutes, you can find your best price and apply at policygenius.com. Policy Genius. We will always get the future wrong. Better get home insurance right. At what point did fucking fortune cookies stop being a fortune and it just started being advice?
Yeah.
It's kind of used to be like, hey, you're going to fucking...
They're delicious, though, no? The sweet glaze on a fortune cookie is pretty nice.
I don't know. It's kind of like, I don't, it seems like it's something that's not edible that they put sugar on and then you eat it.
There is a fakeness to the feeling, but it still tastes good.
It's like something
What's your favorite dessert, dude?
Like someone was trying to make a pot or something.
Can we talk food?
Yeah, we can if I can read LegalZoom real quick. All right, LegalZoom. It's still early in the year. Can we talk food? We've already talked sneakers and sports.
We talk sneakers.
We're running out of topics. It's a couple of dopes, but we're doing well in life. Should give all of you guys hope. It's still early in the year, but if you run a small business, 2020 will fly by. That's why you should use LegalZoom right now to make sure you're set up for success. Over the past 19 years, LegalZoom has helped more than 2 million Americans start their businesses by incorporating forming an LLC, and more. But even after your business is set up, LegalZoom can still help you out with a lot more. Things like lease agreements, changing tax laws, and reviewing contracts all play a part in running your own business. These are precisely the kinds of costly hurdles that can take time away from your growing business. Don't let that happen. LegalZoom's network of independent attorneys and tax professionals can provide advice to address these things and more. And you'll never get charged by the hour since LegalZoom isn't a law firm. Go to LegalZoom.com today and enter the promo code BURR in the box at the checkout for special savings. That's LegalZoom.com, code BURR, B-U-R-R, LegalZoom, where life meets legal. Paul, this print is so fucking small.
Dude,
and I got to tell you something. I refuse to get glasses. And I'm telling you.
Yo, you read that like you were in the back of the class and you just had to read a paragraph out loud while being nervous.
Dude, look how small this print is. Look at that print.
No, that is. You gonna do the Bartnick squint?
Yeah. No, but I'm a big believer in not getting glasses because they just fucking ruin your eyes, and then you need them.
I agree with that because they gave me prescription just for driving, and then it made when I took them off, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, you have like a fucking headache.
I had this adjusting thing, and I'm like, why would I just do it for driving?
I kind of feel like it's a scam. I kind of feel like LASIK eye surgery. Like, they know how to do it better than they're doing it, but they're like, if we just fix it, then they're not going to come back and, have to fucking do it again. Isn't there something about that? I'm just waiting for them to perfect that. And I'll tell you what's fucking bullshit, Paul. As a fellow guy who's fucking bald here, the fact that they can put a laser on your eye and all of a sudden you can see all the way to Kentucky, but they can't figure out how to make your hair stop falling out of your fucking head, it's bullshit.
Yeah,
they cured polio.
How weird would it be?
Slowed down fucking AIDS.
How fucking weird would it be, though, if we took a pill, we just puffed out all of our hair?
Oh, it'd be the greatest thing ever.
Like,
what hairstyle? Dude, I would have Andy Gibb hair.
You take a pill Monday, and by Saturday, you just got a fucking mop.
The excitement of coming back would be ridiculous. I mean, actually, be honest with you, I love having a fuck. Once you shave your head, going bald sucks, but once you shave your head, you're fucking cool. I mean, not saying you're a cool person, but you're fine. I just miss being in a barber chair where the guy actually had the brush and like you felt the comb and he cut it and you looked at a picture of a style and you just talked to him. I miss that. I actually don't.
I miss the barbershop camaraderie, man. A cool barber.
That I do miss.
Yeah,
I do. But you can go down and just hang out.
All right, listen, I got one for you. Gun to your head. One's got to go. Okay. One's got to go the rest of your life.
Okay.
Sushi or pizza. You could never have another one again.
Oh, this is a no-brainer, dude.
What?
Paul, there's like no fish left. Stop eating fish.
I meant taste-wise. Take that away. I meant
sushi.
Let's say there was a surplus of
I
fish
could have
forever.
pizza like 15 days of the month. I could not eat sushi that much. And I gotta be honest with you, Paul. There's very few good sushi restaurants. There's a lot of people out there doing the sushi thing, just like pizza.
Yeah.
All right, but here's the thing.
Dude, I just had a tuna roll at an airport.
Yeah, bad pizza I can handle. I can get through a bad pizza. Bad sushi is fucking sketchy. There's people out there, they'll make fish taste like butter. It'll like melt in your mouth. And then there's the rest of them. There's the rest of them.
When we were at Nobu for my birthday, it blew my mind. But I just had like a spicy tuna roll at JFK, and it was like, you know.
Well, Paul, who the fuck gets sushi at an airport?
It was like a nice restaurant, though. Like,
was it?
I mean, no, but it wasn't awful. You know what I mean?
I see that. There you go.
It was. Like,
I'll go with that. That's what you're getting at an airport. It wasn't awful. Europe, that gets a little crazier at the airports. Southeast Asia, I've got to tell you something. Southeast Asia, Singapore, I was fucking there. They had these dumplings, dude, that it was just like, how the fuck is this at an airport? And I'll tell this story forever. This fucking dumpling-eating motherfucker. He went back like 19 times. He ate most of them. The cunt. The fucking cunt. Like, this fucking guy... And it was so fucking funny. When you're in Southeast Asia, right, dude? It's like you're on another fucking planet.
Yeah.
It's their own airlines, their own pop stars, it's so fucking far away, completely different race of people. There's barely any fucking white people that you see. And you're like, wow, man, this is what they feel like when they're fucking over here. It's just like you get this great experience and you go over there, right? And it's just, but then what happens is after you're over there a couple of days, you just start seeing people you know. Like that fucking cunt in the lounge. It's like, I get it. You're in the lounge. You're trying to get your money's worth, but you're being fucking rude. And I'm not going to say who the guy is. We know who the guy is, right? And I was just like, oh my God, this is fucking Southeast Asia's fucking Eddie fucking whatever that I know fucking back from Massachusetts.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I don't like that shit.
I don't like it either.
Yeah. I don't like that. I don't like that shit. Nothing worse. Nothing worse.
Dude, these dumplings, Paul.
Yeah, but they're not doughy, are they?
No, Paul.
They can't be doughy.
They were the ones over here are doughy.
Yeah, they're too doughy.
They didn't know how to make them. And Southeast Asia said, "Get the fuck out of here and serve that to Americans." Dude,
you're pointing right now. I love how you're pointing and taking it that seriously.
Paul, these fucking dumplings.
You're a kid that takes food really seriously.
Dude, these dumplings, Paul, these things, it was almost like they were hovering above the fucking plate. They were so light. And I was like, of course they are. This is where they came from. It's like going to Italy and being like, oh, this is what a tomato's supposed to taste like. This is Italian food.
Yeah.
You go to fucking Southeast. Dude, those fucking people everywhere around the world they throw down. But like, it was so great after all these years of thinking I was having authentic this, authentic that, to fucking be there. And even at an airport, the fucking dumplings at the airport were better than any fucking bullshit I've had over here. Nobu and all of those. Fuck all of those. Go over there.
I will.
Put on your fucking mask.
Yeah, I'm not.
And go over there.
Yeah, I got to deal with that at the airport going back home, seeing that.
What?
I wanted to go up to the person. I wanted to like go up to the person in the mask. I would never do it and be like, "Are you really that worried?"
Paul,
you know how arrogant you have to be?
No, there's nothing wrong with being worried.
No, but it's almost arrogant to put a mask on. It's almost a little arrogant. That if there's 328 million Americans and 76 got them, and you think that you're that fucking important that it's going to catch you wherever you go, isn't there a little narcissism there? Isn't it a little fucking arrogant?
I don't know if arrogance is the word. I would say maybe you're beyond
self-involved,
hypochondriac.
Yeah, and then I saw somebody with like a jacked up mask.
You're not good in airports, though.
What?
You're not good in airports, though.
I'm getting better now. I'm getting I'm getting better.
No,
No, dude. Now they have like a jacked up mask.
You one of the few guys that I know that you have to see the pilot and feel okay about what the guy looks like.
Yes, I do. That's true.
Yeah.
I like to look at the pilot. I like to look at the guy who's doing it. I like to look at the guy who's doing it.
And I can't even say half the shit that you fucking said.
What? You could say it.
No, I can't.
Oh. Okay.
No, I can't.
All right. Yeah. I guess all right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
This is, to put it basically, Paul wants a fucking James Bond
Yes.
vibe.
I do.
That's what you want.
I do. Okay.
Man.
I don't want a fucking doughy dude. I saw some.
You don't want that.
No.
You don't want a reboot of James Bond where James Bond is a woman.
Dude, I saw a pilot for American Airlines just like crushing. I used to do a joke on. He used to get crushing a Big Mac with like fries at McDonald's. And his gut was just protruding over his thing.
Oh,
and
that's
just,
yeah,
and then he was just like walking to the plane. And I'm just going like, this guy. I know what this guy just put in his body, and now he's got 200 souls that he's taken across the country.
I know, and you know what's fucking nuts about that is how hard it is with the turnarounds and all that for those guys to try to. What the fuck is he going to the gym?
No, dude, this guy was this guy was just
hard.
crushing fast
it's
food.
hard.
And he's, yeah. I told you, I was online one time, and this guy was going to Hawaii or something. It was funny. He was like a heavy-set black dude. And he goes, I go, can I ask you something? This is early when I was nervous flying. I go, can I ask you something, man? I was like, is it okay? Like, does weather matter? He goes, oh, today's actually a good day because, it's a little hazy. Small planes won't go up. So it's, it's less, and everything like that. He goes, you want to know how I learned, man? He goes, I learned on a video game, man. And like said it like that. He's like, yo, I learned on a video game, man. He's like, this is all computers, man. These things fly. And I was just like, I go, what? And he was like, yeah, but I just learned on it. And I was like,
Yeah, the autopilot.
it's like, he said it's a computer that flies a plane, and then until it comes down, it's just...
Yeah, the takeoff, and then you probably take off, and then they tell you to turn whatever heading, and then you just put it on the autopilot. I mean, I don't know how it works, but I mean, you can literally just set the altitude that you want to go to, and then, there's another button that just automatically pressurizes the cabin and all that, which during your pre-flight, you got to make sure that fucking thing's on, or... all of a sudden, you're going to start talking to your co-pilot, and nothing's going to make sense. You can make weird radio calls, and then you're going to pass out and eventually run out of gas.
Did I tell you Mark Teixeira was on my airplane?
You ever see that one?
Mark Teixeira was on my airplane, and I had it was the first like real aborted landing where we almost touched. I'm not even joking. I'm not even kidding. Everyone was getting their shit together, and we were right there. I thought the wheels were going to touch, and all of a sudden it just went and went right back up. And nobody said shit, and everybody was going like this, and I was like, I just saw my car, dude. We were there, and people were going, and one guy's going like this, and I told you the wind shear. So the guy came on, he told us, he goes, listen, he's like, there was some dangerous stuff. He goes, we got a rough wind shear. He's like, we're gonna come around, we'll be down. And then when he finally hit the second time, everybody just like went forward, and people's heads were hitting, and he just had to do it. And it's like you were saying, I think you said, and other people like, no, that guy probably saved our lives.
Yeah, because people I love when people bitch about a hard landing, like the guy sucks or the woman sucks who's flying the plane. A lot of people will talk about wind shear and they don't even know what it is. It just means you always take off and land into the wind, okay? And what happens shears is it goes from like a headwind to a tailwind. So now the way the wing is designed, the way the wind is flowing over it, you're not going to get that low pressure, high pressure going to low pressure lift unless you fly faster. So then when you start to fly faster, you're landing faster than you normally do, which means you could possibly run out of runway.
Oh, okay.
And, there's all kinds of fucking aerodynamics. And then as far as, I obviously don't fly fixed wing, so I don't understand a lot of that shit.
Yeah.
But I know with like helicopters, with us, if there's wind shear, it will spin us around like a fucking weather vane.
Jesus.
Or you could have like loss of tail rotor effect, all of that type of shit. But like,
where's aviation going to go, man? In like 15, 25 years, something like that.
It's going to get even safer.
It's going to be safer and probably faster, Whatever happened to that Concorde? Remember that Concorde plane? That plane went from like New York to London in 2.5 hours.
It's such a tragedy.
And then there was like two accidents.
One fluke fucking thing happened. Fucking tire came off when it was taken off, and it somehow went up into
building it, right?
It went up into the engine. They lost an engine. It caught on fire, and then they fucking smashed into a fucking hotel. Yeah. And then what happens is like, I don't see, that one's a fucked up one because that was actually not human error. Like pilot error is a thing that like,
that's a mechanical failure.
Yeah, that's the scary one because for me, pilot error is not nearly as scary to me as like say like the Kobe thing happens. Everybody's just like helicopters are fucking dangerous. It'd be like if the guy was just flying and the main rotor fucking just came off.
Right.
And then a few days later on a completely different model, the same thing happened,
Right, then it's time
I
to
would
be
be
like,
what the fuck?
I'm not flying. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
But if somebody,
If somebody's like, that guy shouldn't have been up there and he made a bad decision, rest his soul.
yeah, somebody in
That's,
like a fucking, a little Cessna decides to fly into, like I saw when this guy flew and whatever he had, he was looking at an old, whatever his I don't know. I don't fly in weather like that, but whatever he was looking at was not an updated map of the weather system that was going on. So he had something from an hour ago.
Yeah.
And so he was flying by that, and the guy's on there going, "You're flying right into this fucking thing." And he was just in one of those little ass fucking Cessnas, and he flew into some shit that would throw a DC-10 or a fucking 747 around, and that was just it. It ripped his fucking wing off. Let's not talk about this, Paul.
Yeah, let's
talk about the Houston Astros and how is fucking. I don't give a shit about that stuff. I'm so glad they did that.
Fuck them. Fuck anybody. You know, it's just like
Not fuck them.
no, fuck everybody.
No, the Yankees deserved that. They deserved it.
You know who didn't deserve it though, man?
Who?
That fucking kid who came forward on the Dodgers and goes, "Yeah, I guess they're right what they say."
Kershaw?
Yeah, he goes, "I guess they're right to say I choke in the playoffs." And then they went back to the tape and they said every breaking ball in the playoffs when the Astros were home against them, they hit. Every batter against Kershaw when he threw that breaking ball, which was one of the greatest breaking balls. Got contact, and they said it's never happened before. And then they showed the numbers when they were playing at Dodgers.
Fuck the Dodgers. They spent
I know.
spent a ton of fucking money. The Yankees and the Red Sox, dude. How many fucking World Series did we win? The Yankees and the Red Sox combined with $180 to $200 million teams with roided up free agents.
Absolutely.
I mean, like that wasn't cheating on some. That wasn't an unfair fucking advantage. And as far as like also knowing what pitch is coming, I just look at it like the Astros never won one. They finally brought a gun to a gunfight. People are cheating every fucking game, and here's another thing too.
And the NBA's fixed.
Here's another thing,
That's the funniest thing. You want to talk about cheating?
I would
NBA's
say
fixed.
It's finessed in that
Dude,
they
the
do
NBA is
everything
filthy,
that they
dude.
can to have the two monster teams be there in the
Absolutely.
finals.
No, not calling the foul on the big guy.
Yes.
But that and
No, absolutely. Did you hear what Kevin Garnett said on Bill Simmons when the Celtics got that Game 7?
That's crazy
He
that he
goes,
said that.
"We were not part of the NBA's agenda." Is the closest thing you'll ever hear a player go like, "This shit was fixed."
Yeah, absolutely. No, come on, Jordan got calls. I think LeBron's going to get calls too. In a big moment. They want Lakers Celtics. They want that.
But what they did though was they rebranded Lakers Celtics with. They learned that it worked when the Heat was a monster team. They learned that when the Golden State Warriors were a monster team.
Yeah.
Where it was just like people peeked in because they wanted to see the David versus Goliath.
Well, dude, when they after that Donaghy thing, when they said like they had meetings going, if Rasheed Wallace and Allen Iverson open their mouth once, tee them up, even if it's not worthy of if another player did. It was just like they had these like rules. And then, dude, when you watch that Kings Lakers.
But that's the kind of thing, though. With that individual shit, though, that's like one of those things where, like, it's kind of an earned reputation by the player.
Yeah. That I get.
That happens in baseball. If you're going to be like a cunt and show up the ump, you're not going to get that call in the corner. You're just not.
Yeah, if they don't like you. But that Kings series, when they're just looking confused and you're like, this game is completely fucking manipulated.
Right.
You just got to be, like now these guys, you got to be like undeniably good. Just like comedy. You told me that. By the way, like, you know what's funny? And I wanted to get your take on this too. Because, but I don't know. Remember, I remember calling you up like years ago and being like, yeah, dude, Montreal said no. And then the next year I was like, yeah, dude, I had it good. And they said no. And you go, Paul, you have to get undeniable. A guy like you has to get undeniable to get into that festival. And then the next year I got in because I just had undeniable things. And I feel like everybody in comedy, I don't know how many comedians listen to this and shit, but this is something I wanted to say. I'm sure they do. But like, I hear everybody going like, you got to get on that podcast. And you got to go and do this.
It has changed.
And you got to go and do that and like get on this. And it's just like nobody seems like, it just feels like, I think just getting good at what you do will eventually.
There's two ways that I see that roads that people take. There is the I'm going to be in the mix guy. and whatever's the hot thing, I gotta be in.
And
that.
I don't agree
gotta
with
get in
that. I don't agree with that.
I think
I mean,
that-
I agree with that. That's people do that, but I don't agree with that avenue.
That works for some people.
Right.
What worked for me was to let go of all of. I mean, I still went for it and shit, but I just was not the guy they were gonna pick.
Yeah.
So the shit that I was doing, the way that I looked, was like the business was not looking for like they're looking for good looking people. And then now they're looking for people that will make them not look sexist and racist and homophobic. The exact same white people that were not giving those people opportunities, they're now going out of their fucking way. And what I love about it is they're still not doing the work. The same way like when they were picking white guys, they would always pick the wrong fucking white guy. Wouldn't get the legit dude. They just poke their head in. All right, let's take this guy. He's got a nice square fucking head. Mm-hmm. They're doing the same thing. So, which is what gives All Things Comedy, not the fucking pat my own company, partial company on its back, but like we actually
a little to pat, but
yeah, I mean, I got to talk a little shit about my own podcast. Yeah, we try to pick if you just try to pick the best people, you're going to accidentally be progressive.
But yes, but look, I was coming up, I was told, I mean, dude, there were times I was down and I think you going through the path that you went through and then me having a guy like you go like, dude, they're not just going to pick you. And I'm like, yeah. And then I'm like, okay. And you got to go harder. It's better. But like, no, do what you love. I love doing stand-up and getting better at stand-up every time. Right? Every time I just like getting better. Like I didn't get in. People are like, oh, dude, podcast. It's like I didn't get in this business to be a fucking radio host.
Right.
Like I didn't. Like some guy. I didn't. I got in the business to like I'll jump. I have my podcast, The Verzi Effect, and it's fun. But I did it just to shoot the shit. Have my fans listen to it if they want to. Me and you can shoot the shit. I go on my friends, but listening to people going, you got to get out. You got to get on this podcast. You get on that podcast. And I'm like, what do you love? I love stand-up. You know what I love? I love doing a bit and having one of my peers go, dude, that's a fucking killer bit, dude. That's one of your top jokes. And then fucking working on that. And I feel like if you do that, Chris Rock said something dope where he goes, I got great when I stopped trying to be famous. He goes, I just fucking did. Like, I just stopped trying to be famous because he's like, all I wanted to do was try to get something famous.
Well, that's where you also tap into your own power. It's like when you're chasing it, then it's just like you're gonna start. Oh, they like blue shirts. I'm gonna wear blue shirts. This is the hairstyle. This is the fucking topics.
Yeah.
And I saw like all of the, I saw these fucking guys run into those alt rooms.
Yeah.
After the club comics who started those rooms kind of moved on to the next level of their careers.
Right.
There was all these people that just ran to those fucking rooms because they were hot, and then those same fucking people, when those rooms got cold, ran away and ran back to it's just such a, that's so fucking hard. It's such a harder way, I think, to try and get there than to just be like, you know what? I'm going to get what I'm supposed to get, and I'm just going to say what the fuck I want to say. And if this doesn't get me all the way to where I wanted to be, I won't like have regrets because there's nothing worse than going down swinging with somebody else's idea what you should have said.
Right. Exactly.
That's
like
worse.
if I go down, it's going to be going down with my plan, my avenue under my fucking terms. And for me right now, like that's been awesome and it's been
Which
working.
for young comics listening, that does not mean self-sabotage.
No.
Because there's a bunch of people that I came up with and I still see to this day where they're just sabotaging themselves, and then they do this fucking business, so they can't handle a guy like me. But they can't handle a guy like me telling the fucking. It's like, dude, have you seen what's on the internet? Anybody? You're just telling jokes.
A guy like me is really fucking funny. It's taking yourself so ridiculously seriously. But the self-sabotage is always going to be there. What about these comics that are fucking brilliant? And I've seen it a million times. And obviously, I'm not going to mention names, but I've seen comics that are fucking brilliant and just fucking drink themselves out of the business. They just drink themselves. They're either at the party getting hammered, slurring words, and then they're not getting up writing because they're all hungover. And I'm like, dude, that was me. Like when I first came up, I hit the scene doing shots and everything. I'm like, oh, this has to slow down. Yeah. Like this is like, you got to fucking, I think it's a certain type of person though. I think that like, rest his soul. I think that the Kobe Bryants, I think that the Tom Bradys, I think the Derek Jeters, I think the Michael Jordans, I think there are certain people, okay? And, in comedy, and I'm not trying to make you feel uncomfortable, but I think you're one of those people. I think I'm one of those people that I don't accept. I always constantly want to,
Paul, I'll be forever chasing the perfect shit joke.
Yeah, but you're one of those people. You're like a relentless lunatic with what you do, right? You're a relentless fucking animal. And I feel like guys that just want to keep, dude, look at Tom Brady grab his fucking lineman's face mask and fucking crack it. The guy's got 6 rings and he's like, let's go, looking at the crowd, let's go. That's not a normal, that's why he is who he is. Right. Dude, when Kobe Bryant was tearing, congratulating the Celtics, and he was fucking holding it in and like literally weeping, and I'm going, dude, that guy's coming back next year or like something. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just saw, like, you don't see that, and there's a lot of athletes that don't have that, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think what they do is a lot harder than fucking telling jokes, though. I mean, I don't have to fucking...
No, but I don't think it matters when it comes to work ethic, though. You think it matters when it comes to
some big names around here, Paul.
No, but I think it matters when it comes to work ethic. Do you know what I mean? Like getting on the plane and doing the radio show in the morning when it's already sold out. That's something that...
I will say that I don't understand... I never understood the New York comic. The guy that just stayed...
Hey, I'm a New York comic.
I mean the guy that was just did the New York clubs waiting for that agent or the manager to come in to sign him, and then which would happen.
Yeah.
And then I'm just staying here till I get on TV, and then I'm going to do the fucking road. And it's like, I never understood that. I was always just like, no, you do the road now, you build up your following, and then the following gets you the TV show. Or you got half your following, and then the TV show puts you over the fucking top.
Yeah.
Because your half a following tunes into your show and gets you ratings. I just never understood that, like, there was all of these guys when I came to the city that would fucking destroy in the city, but could only do like 30 minutes.
I would go on the road.
They get on the road and they had jokes about Alphabet City and riding the fucking E train and fucking blah,
nobody
blah,
could
blah.
relate to it.
And they were just like, what the fuck is this guy?
I had owners in the middle of the country going, you New York guys, man. One time he said, he goes, oh, dude, you had time. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, you did your time the whole way. And he's like, you know, New York guys, you guys got that set, that 12 to 15 minutes. And like they were saying, it's like, that's why we don't book too many New Yorkers. And that's when I realized you need to do them both. Like, I feel like
Well, there's an arrogance with you guys.
What do you mean?
You guys think every other city sucks. You think Bill, I fucking place shuts down at fucking 2 and I can fucking drink till 5 in the morning. Like you guys
can't get a slice out here, right?
Yeah. It's the dumbest shit ever. Yeah, you go to like San Antonio and you're pissed because you can't get a good slice. Rather than going out there like, Paul, they're into barbecue. This is what the fuck they do. Although we did have a good time in San Antonio. But yeah, I just think that there's like that was one thing that I didn't understand. And I thought, as a young comic too, I knew I was like, thinking, going, that doesn't make sense. They might be right, because I did see a few people do it, but I was just like, or you could fucking become a monster out here by doing hours. Back then you only had to do 45 minutes. Now you do have to do an hour to close, but doing 45 minutes. Then you come back to the city and it's like, what, I got to do what? This spot's 12 minutes, 15 minutes. I can do this in my sleep.
Yeah. One thing I have to actually credit is my wife, because my wife was just like, I believe in you, and like, go ahead. And I told her, I was like, look, I'll try to contribute what I can.
Right.
But let's just say I wasn't with Stacy and I didn't have kids and I was in the city. I would have probably gotten a car and had a 1-bedroom apartment or something and tried to do the road and all that. But I think that I could have ended up either being distracted. I mean, I probably still would have
lost some years in New York. Every comic does.
Yeah. Yeah, you have those.
And
yeah, you have those. You have those years. But like
and shit.
my wife, dude, my wife fucking held it down. My wife held it down and supported me, dude. My wife is the best. So.
Of course she did.
Oh, hey!
Oh, the
speak of
Nia.
it. Speak of the wives. Hold on.
The lovely Nia.
Oh, I timed that.
Pop it in.
Hey.
Talking about. Oh,
I'm just
on the podcast.
I'm just giving my wife credit on the pod.
Oh, the male listeners are so mad right now.
No.
Oh, we got another guy. Here she comes.
They're tuning out. They're like, oh, what is this woman praise right now? What is this woman praise? Good to see you.
No, you crushed it the other day. She crushed it on the podcast. She goes, we were watching Real Sports with Brian Gumbel. We love that shit.
Yeah.
We love that show. We're fucking sitting there watching it. At one point, we're just watching, you know, after the guy does the the story, he comes in and he's talking to fucking Brian Gumble, and she just looks at me. She goes, "What is he writing down?"
Always with a pencil and a legal pad.
Always.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Put the
what are
mic so they can hear.
I'm just like, what are you writing down? The story's done. It's over. It's wrapped up. You know.
It's like on the fade out.
Yeah, exactly. And he's sitting there.
I
making
feel
notes.
like he does that because it's a power move. Like you're coming, you're answering to me, and it's just like.
But I just have a few more questions.
That I'm going to talk to you after this.
After you've done the research,
why didn't
interviewed people, months we've been working on this.
The
thing.
piece is over.
Yeah, but he's still got some follow up. It's not enough for him.
Oh, dude, I love when Stacy hears this, and I'm going like, my wife really like supported me coming up in comedy, and then you just hear Nia coming out and say, "Of course she did." that was like, I swear to you would have thought there was a director going, "All right, Nia, come down now, come down right now."
that is your cue.
That was perfect.
I just had to come down here and say hi and give you guys a little bit of shit.
That's great.
It's all right.
How's it going?
It's
What are we
going
talking
good.
About? What are we chatting about, fellas?
Well, unfortunately, it's the end here. And
It's the end.
I know, it's an hour and-
Too bad.
14 minutes in here.
Go another hour with Nia.
I know.
I won't hold you. I just came to say hi and say.
great to see you.
How was your night? You had a good night?
Yeah, I had a good night, but I'll chat with you when you guys wrap up. I'll be
Sure.
upstairs.
Oh, good to see you.
All right.
That was hilarious.
I got to show you when we're done here. I got to show you. I went to Big Five Sporting Goods and I got a T-ball set for my daughter because she saw the song "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" and she loved the song, and now she wants to go to a baseball game, and she was imitating swinging a bat.
Oh, yeah.
And she was doing it lefty. So I'm like, oh my God, she's going to make the big leagues. Second, anything left-handed, a dad just thinks, oh my God, she's going to make the Olympics, right?
I wish that I could be there because you're on the West Coast, I'm on the East Coast, dude. And I wish I can be there when you watch her compete in a sporting event.
Oh, I know, it's
like
gonna be
when I
crazy.
watch Lucas, like my son is getting really good in basketball, and like everybody's like he's got the shot in the school. But like when my son shoots a three, and you're just sitting there, and like you hear other parents go, "Hey, this one, that one can shoot," and like he makes
Yep.
it or something. You're just like, there's a feeling.
I just want to see your face when he hits the game winner.
Oh.
And the gym goes nuts.
I'm going to be one of two things. I'm either going to be like standing up going, "That's right. That's a Verzi right there. He's got my shot." Or I'm just going to have my hands over my face like, "Ooh."
Dude,
Just
you
a
should have
tear.
seen the cuts. I got to show you the video. The cuts she was taking. First of all, she holds the bat upside down. I'm like, "Sweetheart, you want to hold this?" She goes, "No, Dad, I don't. I want to hold like this." And then I was like, all right. And I don't want to be the overbearing person, but I'm like, all right. And she's just killing the ball. And I'm going to her, I go, the day you turn that bat around, she already has like a level swing.
Yeah.
And we had and it was great too, was she's like, "I want to do it myself." So she was like setting the ball on the tee, doing the whole thing. I was like, oh my God. She's out here. She's doing this activity. I can enjoy it, and I can also lay down. This is
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I had like the best dad day ever today. We went to a farmer's market. Other than that weirdo with the fucking SARS masks, that guy. We went to Big Five. We got the T-ball thing going. We took a stroll around the block. We just had the best day. Just had the best friggin' day. And then we watched a little tube in the end. Had some chicken pot pie. I read her a couple of books.
It's
It's just a bed. And then at the end of the night, she's like, "Dad, I want you come sleep in my bed." I was like, I can't fit in there.
Oh no, I went
You gotta come sleep in my bed. I can't. And I go, "Listen, tomorrow we're gonna ride bikes. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do all that stuff, right? But I have to go to sleep now. But you can't cry." She goes, "Okay, no crying."
It's so
I go,
great.
"No screaming, no screaming, no screaming, no crying." Then of course, usually when I close the door, that's the second she does, she starts going, "Dada." This was the one that I can ignore those, but the ones when she goes, "Dada, where are you?" I go like, "Oh God, I gotta go. I'm right here, buddy."
I'm right.
Then she just goes, "Rub my back till I."
The best is when
go
they
to sleep.
cheer, right? When you don't work, like Sophia.
Oh, yeah.
"Dad, you going to work tonight?" "No." "Yes." Or like when I go, she'll go, "Why? Why do you gotta go?" And I go, I gotta go. "All right, but I'm not working tomorrow." "Yes."
She's told me the other night. She goes, "Dada, I don't want you to work anymore.
Oh,
When you work, it make me so upset."
oh God.
And then she goes, she ended it with going, "I need you." And I just looked, when she said, "I need you," I was like, Nia coached her this.
You just
So
fired
then
your agent.
then I said to Nia, I go, "Did you tell her to say that?" She goes, "No." I'm like, "Where did she get this?" She's like, I don't know.
Oh my God.
When you go to work, I so upset.
That's like, that would just make me want to. Yeah.
So I try to explain to her. I was like, I have to go to work. She's like, why? It's like, well, so I can keep buying popsicles. I try to get on her level.
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be no more popsicles. And she's like,
No, Sophia wants a guinea pig, but she had a hamster that got her out. So now she wants a guinea pig, and she's just like, she looked at me, and her bottom lip was quivering. You promised me we would. I said we would go and look. I would say, I know everybody's saying that.
they're fucking filthy.
Well, the thing is, Sophia comes in our bed every night, right?
They shit all over the place.
And and I go, if you sleep in your bed for 2 weeks straight, and she didn't. She didn't. She goes, but I'm uncomfortable sometimes in there. Like, she did the whole thing. I'm like, yeah, but that wasn't the agreement. So now we got all these, it's funny. You become like an agent where you're like negotiate,
I was going to say, that was a good one because you gave her the illusion of choice there. Well, actually, no, she could have stayed in there, but you knew that was a stacked in the NBA. Hey, you got a job in the NBA, dude. You finessed that one.
I knew because she doesn't like to stay in there. And here's what we do. We hear a little rustle with the doorknob, and then we hear, and then you hear little foot patter coming down the hallway. And then you just see her silhouette, and then, hi, can I just, and then she just gets in, and then she goes, hi, Daddy. And I'm like, you want my, take.
No, the other night, my daughter had a nightmare, so I went in there. I don't know her age, what you have a nightmare about, like your tricycle doesn't work or something. So I was like, all right. She just was so upset. I was like, all right, come on. So I took her down into the bedroom, my wife and I, and it was like, remind me of the old day when Cleo would get up in the bed. It was like a fucking pit bull was in the bed, moving around, hitting you and all this stuff. So finally, my wife's like, so I'm like, all right. So I pick her up and I bring her in, and she has like her big girl bed that she's not big enough to be in yet. So I go to set her in the crib, and she starts fucking crying. So I'm like, all right, fuck this. So I put her in the big girl bed. I go to the guest room. I get the quilt, and then we lay I sleep next to her. But for 2 hours, dude, thrashing around, elbowing me, knee to the leg, and all of that stuff. And then at one point, she was just rubbing the top of my head, and I'm fucking like trying not to laugh. Like, what is she doing? Because she's half asleep. And then she finally fell asleep. But what killed me was I ended up sleeping through my alarm. And I had the early thing because she has like the sound of like rain, the background noise or whatever. And I have my alarm on low so I don't, wake up my wife if I have to get up early to do radio or some shit like that. So I don't know, but it's still fucking awesome. I don't know how we got on this subject, but being a dad, overrated, underrated, is still underrated. How fucking great it is. But hour and 20 minutes, effortless, with the great
Who asked
Paul
that
Verzi.
question? That's a crazy under-over.
People don't have kids because they always say, oh man, it seems a lot of work. It's like, it is, but it's fucking awesome.
I'm going to say this.
And also, you don't have time to do a bunch of other dumb shit.
I'm going to say this, and I don't mean to sound arrogant on your podcast or arrogant to the listeners, but it's like, if you're not going to get a kid because you really feel like you're not going to be a good parent, I get that. But to not have a kid just because of your fear, it's like you're losing out on a part of life, dude, that I think is it's unreal.
Well, there's a weird trajectory to that life where it's just sort of, what I felt like all of those years before I was a parent, that I was like, I was like a 40-year-old fucking 18-year-old in a way.
Yeah.
Because it was just like a college student who's finally moved out from his parents' house. And I can drink whenever I want, man. I can do whatever I want here. And I'm just like, how long am I going to live like this Peter Pan fucking lifestyle?
Yeah.
And then, when you have like a kid now, like I kind of love now that when I go down to a comedy club, I have this great excuse to not go down, to not hang out. I mean, not like I don't like hanging out with comics, but I don't want to fucking get involved in let's do some shots. Like, I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. She's coming in at 7:30 in the morning with a fucking bat.
Hot.
Yeah.
She's coming in hot.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, she's coming in hot. You're tired.
I want breakfast. I want to go fucking play T-ball and shit like that.
No, dude, they're like tireless puppies that just want to keep playing fetch. They just, my kids fight sleep and stuff.
Dude, I got crazy energy. And I am fine until what gets me is the bath. After dinner, okay, then there's the bath. And after the bath, somewhere during the bath, it's just, because I'm in my head, before the bath, I'm going out, I'm doing a spot tonight, blah, 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 blah. By the time she gets out of the bath, and she still has this crazy energy, and I'm trying to get her pajamas on and do all of that shit. That, and then I read her the stories.
Yeah.
All these stories. By the way, that Robert McCloskey guy.
No, who's that?
Make Way for Ducklings. Fucking one day in Maine.
Well, is it the books?
Yeah. Oh my God, dude. And he had one. Blueberries for Sal.
Yeah, but dude, those guys are stealing money, dude.
Who are?
Those kid books.
No, dude. These are like classics.
Oh no, but my kids have like an 8-pager where it's like the geese ate the food. Then
Oh, that
Mikey
shit.
was sad that the
Yeah.
geese ate the food, or the geese had no
those
more
ones
food.
are a joke.
So he went to the grocery store and got more food for the geese. Then the geese were happy. Mikey and the geese had a great day, and you're just like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Like, how much money did that guy get? It's like in every school, like Mikey and the geese.
What's
This
crazy?
guy's
My wife
cashing
got
checks.
a library card. You just go down and you rent them out. It's like, why do we keep doing this? Because it's what are they going to be fucking reading that when they're 10?
Yeah.
Mikey and the Geese. But there's some good ones.
Yo,
All right,
dude, you
dude,
Irish German guys plow through shit like you guys take a hangover. Like you guys will just wake up with a hangover. That's why like you guys are good like dads. Like dude, I got that Mediterranean. I'm like, dude, Stacy, you got to take this till 2.
Yeah, you Mediterranean guys, you guys are too in touch with your emotions. That's why you guys are better cooks. Northern Europeans can, we can. There's a lot of shit we can block out, but we also suck at cooking.
Thanks for having me. Come and see me, Levity Live, man.
March 5th through the 8th.
March 5th through the 8th. The Wilbur Theater, June 27th. One show. I want to sell it out.
Hilarious. You said June 27th, then you said June 17th, and now June 27th.
Oh, I'm sorry. Saturday, June 27th, 8 o'clock, Wilbur Theater. Get tickets for that. But this weekend, March 5th through the 8th, I'll be at Levity Live, but also Salt Lake City, Cincinnati, and Baltimore, all on paulverzi.com. Please get those tickets. And this is the best hour that I'm doing, best stuff I've ever done. So come out. The new hour, the new special's coming out soon.
Quick Verzi story. You remember that time we were in that fucking theater? I'm not going to say where. It was a super old theater. And one of the guys used to be on the road with a very famous early rock and roller. Not going to say his name either. And you said to him, this guy was a super old guy. And he goes, man, you must have had a lot of fun. And he goes, man, we fucked them all. Remember that guy?
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I think I know where we were.
you remember-
Wow. Yeah.
He's like, man, we fucked them all.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, it was one of those things like, all right, no more stories after that one. I don't know what the fuck am I
He
going to
didn't even
talk?
say, yeah, like I did. Yeah, he just said, yeah, that guy was wild.
All right, dude, I got to jump off here. I got to go to fucking.
Thanks for having me, man.
All right, brother. Always great to see you. All right, Paul Verzi, everybody. Check him out. Levity Live, the Wilbur Theater, Salt Lake City, and fucking Cincinnati. I'll check in on you on Thursday.